Today we are going to discuss about the living organisms, characteristics and habitats. So Paheli and Bujo went on vacation to many places of interest. One such trip took them to the river Ganga in ऋषिकेश. पहली और बुजू वैकेशन में गए कि बहुत सी जगहों में और एक ट्रिप में वो गए ऋषिकेश में. ठीक है. They climbed the mountains of the Himalayas where it was very cold. They saw many kinds of trees on these mountains, oaks, pines and देवदार्स. ठीक है, बांज के पेड़, चीड़ के पेड़ और देवदार के पेड़ उन्होंने वहां पे देखे. Very different from the ones near their home on the plains. In yet another trip, they traveled to Rajasthan and moved on camels through the hot desert. ठीक है, एक दूसरी ट्रिप में वो कहाँ गए, फिर राजस्थान में गए. ठीक है, और ऊंट के सहारे जो है उन्होंने उस रेगिस्तान को देखा. दे कलेक्टेड डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ कैक्टस प्लांट्स और वहां से उन्होंने अलग अलग तरह के कैक्टस के पौधे या नागफनी के पौधे इकट्ठे किए. फाइनली दे वेंट ऑन अ ट्रिप टू पुरी एंड विजिटेड द सी बीच. ठीक है, फिर वो पुरी में गए, उड़ीसा में जो है वहां पे उन्होंने सी बीच देखा, डॉटेड विद Casuarina trees. Okay, while recollecting all the fun that they had on these trips, a thought struck them. All these places were so different from one another. Some were cold, some were hot and dry, and some places so humid. Okay, if you see, Rishikesh places were cold. Okay, Rajasthan were hot and dry, and Puri was humid. And yet, all of them had many organisms, living creatures of various kinds. Okay, they tried to think of a place on earth where there may not be any living creatures. Bujo thought of places near his home. Inside the house, he tried the cupboards. He had thought that there may not be any living organism here, but he found one tiny spider in the cupboard. Outside the home, too, there did not seem to be any place he could think of that did not have living creatures of some kind or other. As you see in figure 9.1, search for living organism. Okay, different type of living organism you will be find. Paheli started thinking and reading about far away places. She read that people have even found tiny living organisms in the opening of volcanoes. Okay, जहाँ पे ज्वालामुखी फटते हैं वहां पे भी जो है आप छोटे छोटे लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म को देख सकते हैं. So organism and the surroundings where they live. Now we study about the organism and their surroundings. Another thought that occurred to Paheli and Buzo was about the kinds of living organisms that were present in different locations that they had visited. The deserts had camels, the mountains had goats and yak. Okay, अगर आप डेजर्ट्स में देखें, रेगिस्तान में आपने ऊंट देखा होगा. ठीक है, माउंटेन्स में जनरली याक होता है, बकरियां होती हैं. पूरी हैड. ओके, पूरी में सम अदर क्रिएचर्स, क्रैब्स, केकड़ा ऑन बीच एंड सच अ वैरायटी ऑफ फिश. ठीक है, बहुत सी वैरायटीज फिश की पाई जाती हैं, बीइंग कॉट बाय फिशरमैन एट द सी. एंड देन there did seem to be some creatures like ants that were present in all these different locations. The kinds of plants found in each of these regions were so different from the plants of the other regions. What about the surroundings in these different regions? Were they the same? So for this we have to do a activity. The activity is, let us start with the forest. Think of all the plants, animals, and objects that can be found there. List them in column first of table 9.1. Okay, आपने फॉरेस्ट में जाना है, ठीक है। वहां पे जितने भी प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स और कोई ऑब्जेक्ट अगर आपको मिलता है तो उनके बारे में आपने लिखना है इस टेबल पॉइंट 9.1 में अपनी बुक में। इन द फॉरेस्ट, माउंटेन्स में, डेजर्ट में, इन द सी और एनी अदर, ठीक है, जहां पर भी आप देख सकते हैं। List things, animals and plants found in other regions that are also shown in the table. You can collect the examples scattered through this chapter to fill table 9.1. Discuss also with your friends, parents and teachers to find more examples to fill the tables. ठीक है, आप बुक से भी हेल्प ले सकते हैं, इसमें बहुत से एग्जाम्पल दिए गए हैं और अपने घर पर भी पूछ सकते हैं। You can also consult many interesting books in libraries that talk of animals, plants, and minerals of different regions. Try and include many plants, animals, and objects, big and small, in each of the column in this table. So you have to try and include many plants, animals, and objects, big and small, in each of the columns in this table. What kind of objects will we find that may not be animals or plants? Perhaps parts of plants like dried leaves or parts of animals like bones. ठीक है, इनको भी आप कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. We may also find different kinds of soils. So, perhaps parts of plants like dried leaves or parts of animals like bones you can collect. You may also find different kinds of soils and pebbles. Water in oceans may have salts dissolved in it, as discussed in chapter 5. There could be many more objects. As we go through the chapter, keep adding more examples to table 9.1. We will discuss the table as we travel through many more interesting places. Now we talk about the habitat and adaptation. What do you find from the plants and animals listed in activity first? Did you find a large variety in them? Look at what you have entered in the column for the desert and the column for the sea in table 9.1. Did you list very different kind of organism in these two columns? Okay, as we already read about the examples in the region of desert, okay, or if you see about the example of the sea, okay, different type of animal in desert, camels found, in sea mainly crabs, fishes are found. So what are the surroundings like in these two regions? In the sea, plants and animals are surrounded by saline or salty water. Most of them use the air dissolved in water. There is very little water available in the desert. It is very hot in the daytime and very cold at night in the desert. The animals and plants of the desert live on the desert soil and breathe air from the surroundings. The sea and the desert are very different surroundings, and we find very different kinds of plants and animals in these two regions, isn't it? Okay, ये अलग अलग तरह के हमें जितने भी प्राणी मिलते हैं डेजर्ट्स में, चाहे हम रेगिस्तान की बात करें और अगर कंपेयर करें उसे सी के साथ. Let us look at very different kind of organisms from the deserts and the sea, a camel and a fish. अगर हम एक ऊंट की और एक मछली की बात करें तो they are very different from each other. The body structure of a camel helps it to survive in desert conditions. Camel have long legs which help to keep their bodies away from the heat of the sand. Okay, as you see in figure 9.2, camels and their surroundings. You can see in figure, okay, it is so tall, so the heat of this sand will not affect more effect in this camel. They excrete a small amount of urine. Their dung is dry and they do not sweat. Okay, since camels lose very little water from their bodies, they can live for many days without water. Okay, because due to scarcity of water, They need to conserve their body water. Let us look at the different kind of fish. Now, a different kinds of animal is fish. Some of these are shown in figure 9.3. As you see here, these are the different kinds of fish. So, they have something common about their shape. All the ones shown here have the streamlined shape body. You can see the fish has streamlined shape that was discussed in chapter 8. This shape helps them move inside water. Fish have slippery scales on their bodies. These scales protect the fish and also help in easy movement through water. We discussed in chapter 8 that fish have flat fins and tails that help them to change direction and keep their body balanced in water. Gills present in the fish help them to use oxygen dissolved in water. So gills help them to use oxygen which is dissolved in water. We see that the features of a fish help it to live inside water and the features of a camel help it to survive in a desert. We have taken only two examples from a very wide variety of animals and plants that live on the earth. In all these varieties of organisms, we will find that they have certain features that help them live in the surroundings in which they are normally found. The presence of specific features or certain habits which enable an organism to live naturally in a place is called adaptation. So, what is adaptation? The presence of specific features or certain habits which enable an organism to live naturally in a place is called adaptation. Adaptation of organisms differ depending on their place of dwelling or means at which they live. That is why a fish cannot live out of water and a camel cannot live in sea. The place where organisms live is called habitat. Habitat means a dwelling place or a home. The habitat provides food, water, air shelter and other needs to organisms. Several kinds of plants and animals live in the same habitat. So, the first question of your book also is that what is a habitat? Okay, so this is your answer. The plants and animals that live on land are said to live in terrestrial habitats. Okay, the plants and animals which are living in the land area, okay, is known as terrestrial habitats. Some example of terrestrial habitats are forests, grasslands, deserts, coastal and mountain regions. On the other hand, the habitat of plants and animals that live in water are called aquatic habitats. Sir, why is it not coming? So lakes, rivers and oceans are some examples of aquatic habitats. There are large variation among terrestrial habitats like forests, grassland, deserts, coastal and mountain regions located in different parts of the world. The organisms, both plants and animals living in a habitat, are its biotic components. Biotic means living, bio means living. जहाँ पर bio word आता है वहाँ पर होता है living. तो जितने भी living plants और animals हैं वो biotic components में आते हैं. The non-living things such as rocks, soil, air, and water in the habitat constitute its abiotic components. तो जितनी भी non-living चीजें हैं जैसे कि माउंटेन्स की अगर हम बात करें, रॉक्स की बात करें, सॉइल है, एयर है, वाटर है, ये सब एबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स कहलाते हैं. आर सनलाइट एंड हीट बायोटिक और एबायोटिक? So you can see here we know that some plants grow from seeds. Let us look at some abiotic factors and their effect on seed as they grow into young plants. Now you have to recall activity 5 in chapter 1st. We made sprouts from moong and chana seeds. When the seeds turned into a sprout, it is said to have germinated. This is the beginning of life of a new plant. Collect some dry moong seed, keep 20 to 30 seeds aside and soak the rest in water for a day. Divide the soaked seed into four parts. Keep one part completely submerged in water for 3 to 4 days. Do not disturb the dry seeds and those submerged in water. Keep one part of soaked seed in a sunny room and another in completely dark region like a cupboard that does not allow any light to come in. Keep the last part in very cold surroundings, say in a refrigerator or with ice around them. Rinse them and replace the water every day. ठीक है, आपने क्या करना है कि दो मतलब बोर्ड्स लेने हैं, ठीक है, और उसमें कुछ सीड्स भिगा के रखने हैं मूंग दाल के। उसके बाद एक को आपने सनलाइट में रखना है, दूसरे को एकदम कम्प्लीटली डार्क में या रूम के अंदर रख देना है, ठीक है। उनको पानी भी टाइम टाइम पे देते रहना है। What do you notice after a few days? After a few days, what do you see? Do the seeds in all the five conditions germinate uniformly? ठीक है, सभी conditions में जो seeds हैं वो germinate हो रहे हैं। Do you find slower or no germination in any of these? आपने slower germination, okay, कहीं पे slower germination होगा, कहीं पे no germination होगा। Do you realize that abiotic factors like air, water, light and heat are important for the growth of plants? ठीक है, इसको हमने सनलाइट में रखा था, अच्छे से पानी दिया था, ठीक है, वो ग्रो करेंगे। In fact, abiotic factors are important for all living organisms. We find that organisms exist in very cold as well as very hot climates. How do they manage to survive? Adaptation is the method by which organisms get well adjusted to the climate. Adaptation does not take place in a short time because the abiotic factors of a region also change very slowly. तो ये क्या है कि एक ही समय में नहीं होता, अचानक से जो है एडेप्टेशन नहीं होता है, इसको टाइम लगता है। Those organisms which cannot adapt to these changes die and only the adapted ones survive. ठीक है, organisms adapt to different abiotic factors in different ways. This results in a wide variety of organisms in different habitats. Let us look at the some habitats, understood the abiotic factors and the adaptations of animal in these habitats. A journey through different habitats, some terrestrial habitats. ठीक है, अब हम कुछ terrestrial habitats की बात करेंगे जिनमें पहला है deserts. We discussed the abiotic factors of a desert and the adaptations in camels. What about other animals and plants that are found in deserts? Do they have the same kind of adaptations? There are desert animals like rats and snakes which do not have long legs that a camel has. ठीक है, to stay away from the intense heat during the day, they stay in burrows deep in the sand. These animals come out only during the night when it is cooler. Figure 9.5 shows some typical plants that grow in a desert. How are these adapted to the desert? Okay, you can see these cactus plant you easily identify and some other typically plants which are found in and grow in desert. So we discussed about them. So for this you have to do an activity. Bring a potted cactus and a leafy plant to the classroom. Tie polythene bags to the some parts of the two plants as was done for the activity 4 in chapter 7 where we studied transpiration in plants. I hope you recall it. Leave the potted plants in the sun and observe after few hours. What do you see? Do you notice any difference in the amount of water collected in the two polythene bags? Desert plants lose very little water through transpiration. The leaves in desert plants are either absent or very small or they are in the form of spines. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं फिगर में भी कि जो इनकी लीव्स हैं ये स्पाइन्स की फॉर्म में होती हैं. ठीक है, जिससे क्या होता है ट्रांसपिरेशन कम होता है और लॉस ऑफ वाटर भी बहुत कम. This helps in reducing loss of water from the leaves through transpiration. The leaf-like structure you see in a cactus is, in fact, its stem. Okay, leaf-like structure जो आप देख रहे हैं इसमें ये क्या इसका stem होता है. Okay, this structure is stem. ठीक है, spines के जो आ रहे हैं. फोटोसिंथेसिस इन दिस प्लांट्स इज यूजुअली कैरिड आउट बाय स्टेम्स. और जो फोटोसिंथेसिस की प्रोसेस होती है आपको पता है कि लीव्स के द्वारा की जाती है, लेकिन जो डेजर्ट प्लांट है उनमें मेनली जो स्टेम होता है वो फंक्शन करता है फोटोसिंथेसिस प्रोसेस के लिए. द स्टेम इज ऑल्सो covered with a thick waxy layer which helps to retain water in the tissues of cacti. Okay, singular form में cacti, cactus और plural में cacti. Most desert plants have roots that go very deep into the soil for absorbing water. Okay, इनमें कुछ क्या किसी प्लांट्स में क्या होती हैं बहुत जो रूट्स होती हैं पानी के एब्जॉर्प्शन के लिए बहुत ही गहराई तक गई होती हैं. तो आप ये कह सकते हैं कि ये कुछ क्या है एडेप्टेशंस हैं प्लांट्स में डेजर्ट में रहने के लिए. ठीक है, सो जो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आपका है आज का वो ये इसका आंसर यहीं पे है.